So I got a new pipette today. The pipette is not mine, it's from work. I basically borrowed it to test it out. I can use it whenever, but hopefully in the future I can buy the full set and use it because every researcher needs a set of pipettes. So I figured let's do a comparison video comparing just the 1000 microliter pipettes to each other. They come in a set, so basically they'll have the same features and build quality and so on. So I'm gonna compare the Odin pipette. This is a pipette that I got from the Odin. It's a cheap Chinese pipette that did suit me very well in the last 2 years. Actually, this was my main pipette, so I used it for everything. I'm gonna compare this one to the Eppendorf Research Plus, to the pipette that I got right now from testing, which is called the Socorex Acura 826 XS, and I'm also gonna compare it to the Gilson Pipetman with a metal tip ejector. So I'm gonna do a review and comparison and rate these 4 pipettes in order from best to worst in ease of pipetting, ease of setting the volume, weight, and build quality. Of course, I'm going to do a brief presentation on the features of each pipette. But please keep in mind that these are just my opinions. Some pipettes may be some older models that, I don't know, maybe lack some features that the new ones have. But I do hope you'll find this video useful, and this will basically allow you to see how the pipettes are basically like in hand. So without further ado, let's get to the comparison and presentations. So let's get on with a brief presentation of the pipettes. This is my pipette. This I got from the Odin, of course for cheap. It of course has the piston, the sample piston. It has the tip ejector, and you can set the volume from right here. This goes in 5 microliter increments. The next one is the Eppendorf Research Plus pipette. This is an older pipette, so it has seen some use. Of course, the sample piston right here, the tip ejector, and this is how you set the volume. It goes in 1 microliter increment. The Eppendorf Research Plus is made in Germany. Another pipette is the Gilson Pipetman. What I like about this one is that it has a metal tip ejector. This is the sample piston right here. Ejecting tips. And this is how you set the volume. This basically has, I think, 2 microliter increments. So yeah, this pipette is made in France. I'm just gonna put them like this so you can see the pipette length also. The last pipette I want to show you is the pipette I got for testing. It's the Acura 826 from Socorex. This is made is Swiss made. Of course, you have the sample piston for pipetting. You adjust the volume from here. This goes in 1 microliter increment. And you also have a tip ejector right here. I forgot to mention what I like about the Eppendorf and about the Acura right here. I don't know if you notice when you try to pipette multiple samples, sometimes you just press like this out of mistake and your volume here gets unadjusted for reason, and you have to adjust it again. In both the Eppendorf and the Acura, this problem doesn't happen because, I don't know if you can see the tip right here, the cap right here. Yeah, this is how you calibrate it, actually. So this goes in here and this rotates. So if you pipette multiple samples, the volume will not get screwed up or anything. Another thing I want to mention fast is in this pipette, it has some kind of patented technology. I don't know if you notice when you try to get a tip, not every tip can be ejected by a certain pipette. So for example, you get the Eppendorf one and the length of the top of the tip it's smaller, so basically the ejector cannot eject this and you have to take it by hand. This doesn't have this problem because let me show you. See right here, just tip low high, so you can basically adjust the distance between the tip pipetter right here and the tip of the pipette. So let me show you how this works. Let me just grab a tip from the box right here. So if you can see here, I don't know if it will focus. Okay, see the distance right here? So this allows me to, of course, eject the tip. If the tip was any other length, I could do this thing right here. You see that? So this distance can come closer, or I can make it farther from the tip. Let's say I have let's say the tip is like here, like that. I can basically adjust so we can, easily eject the tip right here. So that's an awesome feature and an useful one, actually. All right, so the pipetting part. Let's use the Odin first. Let's say we're gonna pipette 500 microliters. It latches on the tip pretty well. Here we have 500 microliters. Okay. And it also ejects the tip pretty well. Regarding the pipetting force, so you really have to press down on this one in order to pipette the liquid. So probably when you have a lot of sample, this could quickly get tiring. So it is a considerable amount of force required to press the piston. Next we have the Gilson. Let's set it to 500. It grabs the tip pretty well. 500 microliters. Okay. And this really ejects the tip well. Regarding the force required to press down on this piston right here, let's set it back to 1000 because this is not my pipette. It does take a considerable amount of force also. I would compare it to the Odin one. Basically the same. Yeah, so it could get tiring at some point. Let's do the Eppendorf next. Let's set it to 500. This one, yeah, also gets the tip. Not as good as the Gilson one though. The pipetting seems smooth. And the tip ejection, it's okay, but it's not on par with the Gilson, in my opinion. Let's set it back to 1000. Yeah, and the force required to press this is, yeah, it's pretty well. So it does take much less force to press than the Gilson and the Odin one. So yeah, pretty easy to press. Next, we have the Acura. Let's set it to 500. Gets the tip pretty well in there. Pipetting is smooth. And the tip ejection is on par. But yeah, remember you can basically adjust this. The force required to press this, it's non-existent really. It's the easiest pipette I have tried until now. I did try D-Lab ones, Eppendorf's, Gilson's. No, it's so easy to press this. So yeah, this has been the pipetting part. If I were to rate them in an order, ease of pipetting, of course, the Acura will be in the lead. Then the Eppendorf, the Research Plus. Then the Gilson. And the hardest to press would be the Odin. So this is just my opinion. Right now, setting the pipettes. Let's see how easy it is for them to for you to set the pipette volume here. So this one from the Odin, it's, yeah, I liked it. Of course, it sounds like cheap, but what can you do? Oh, it has some force. It has some good feedback, I mean. So yeah, you can set this pipette like pretty easily actually. So remember, this goes in 5 microliter increments. Let's check the Eppendorf now. The amount of force required to set this it's minimum. It's so good. However, although it does go in, you can see in 1 microliter increments right here, it pretty much jumps, you know. So it jumps. I don't know. I don't see the feedback here, but maybe because it's so easy to set, right? But it does set pretty fine, so it's yeah, it's good. I like this one. The Gilson, the Pipetman. To set it, you can see it goes just in 10 microliter increments, but yeah, you have like here, like, okay, so it's 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.7, and so on. But yeah, it doesn't have really any feedback when you set this. It does require some force, but yeah, what can I say? It's okay. It's okay. I do much prefer the Eppendorf though on setting this, and I do prefer the Odin one. Okay, so, and the last is the Acura. You can see this also goes in 1 microliter increments, but it's noisy, right? It's pretty noisy, but you can see it's somehow locks into place just a bit. So yeah, setting this is the force required. It's pretty hard, but yeah, I like this actually, even if it's noisy. Okay, so if I were to rate them, I would say I like them like this: the Socorex, then the Odin, then the Eppendorf, and then the Gilson would be last. Alright, now for build quality. You have the King. No, I'm just kidding. This is like cheap. You can feel how cheap and how light it is. So yeah, I have a problem with this pipe. Like when you try to eject the tip and it holds really well, like the pipette will come apart, like literally. Let me see if I can. Yeah, exactly like this. You can set it in place again. So yeah, build quality, this is crap, but it's the cheapest of them all. So yeah, it was well worth it, right? Now the next one on my list, how it feels in hand. These two are basically the same. I like them both. So yeah, they're both plastic, of course, but you know, build quality wise, these two are like on the same page. And the last one, regarding build quality, this is metal right here. It's hefty. Yeah, you need to press harder, but build quality wise, I mean, I think this is the one to beat right here. It feels awesome. Okay, so as for the build quality, I would rate them: the Pipette band first, these two, and let's call it a tie, and yeah, the crappy one. And lastly, let's put these gals on a scale, right? So the Odin one comes at about 71 grams. The Research Plus at about 80. The Acura about 93. And lastly, the Gilson at about 122 grams. So rating, heft-wise, you have the Odin, the Research Plus, the Acura, and the Pipetman. This is the lightest, this is the heaviest in hand.